What's up, guys? My name is Tom, and sorry for this ugly looking little thing. I have no idea how I got that. But anyways, today I'm going to be discussing about steroids. Is it even worth taking, and why I don't see myself taking it anytime soon, if ever, So, you know, people who take steroids have this goal in the mind, in their minds. They want to be jacked, big, and freaky as hell, right? And they do this because they want the attraction, they want the compliments, or they just want to look like a freak, and or they are a competitive bodybuilder. And this is where many people use steroids, is in the bodybuilding world, the industry, right, in order to compete and to win. Because without steroids and the bodybuilding industry, you won't win at all. Like being a natural versus a enhanced person, there's no questions about that, right? So with that being said, majority of the steroids users are bodybuilders, but we got normal people who take steroids just for the hell of it, thinking that they're gonna be big and massive if they take steroids. But in reality, it doesn't work like that. Steroids, yeah, it will enhance everything, but that's the thing, it will enhance everything. It doesn't make you grow muscles out of nowhere. It doesn't do that. You have to put in the hard work still, and you have to stay consistent with everything in order to see the results, or in order to get the results, right? And when you the whole sole purpose of using steroids is to go, or to break this barrier, right? Everyone has a barrier. We have a genetic limit that our body has, right? It's like a built-in thermometer. Without it, I don't know what would happen. I mean, everyone has a built-in, limit system in place, right? So we could only build so much muscle. There's only so much big we could get, and so forth. So by using steroids, it will break that barrier, and it will allow your body to go past that, past that stage, in order to progress further in your building muscle, in your muscle building adventure, getting stronger, strength, power, and so forth, right? You have to break that barrier down by some way, somehow, right? And steroids would do that job. But once you stop that steroid use, okay, what would happen? Logically speaking, you'll lose all that gains once you get off cycle. Because, like I said, your body has this built-in thermometer, right? And once you take out the drugs that kind of break down this barrier, the barrier is going to be built back up, because the body is a smart thing. The body autopilots us, you know what I'm saying? And we can't modify that. It's hard-coded in, right? So once you're off steroids, you will lose everything. I mean, you will lose everything. Your mass, your strength, your power, your adrenaline, and so forth. I mean, if you look at the top Mr. Olympians, Phil Heath, Kai Green, there's many others. Seth Feroce, that's another good example. Especially Phil Heath. Phil Heath was fucking huge, okay? But now he's downsized, and it's not due to his work ethic. No, it's due to the steroid use. You cannot use steroids year-round, 24/7, for 10 or more years. Let alone that, 1 or more years, Because anything can happen within that time period, right? Because since steroids enhances everything, your body will start running into complications, because it's unnatural for us, right? It's abnormal for us to build that massive amounts of muscle. It's abnormal for us to even endure such situations, because now your heart is working harder, your other organs are working harder, and as a consequence, they are growing bigger, and they're working harder than they should. So that is stressing your body out. That is stressing your organs out, and that will take a toll on your health. And it's a silent killer that many aren't aware of, okay? Stress is a silent killer. It's the #1 killer for a lot of things, and sometimes we're just not aware of it, nor paying attention to it, because we just like to ignore a lot of things, right? So there's a lot of issues. There's more cons, there's more negatives than goods of steroid use, in my opinion, right? Because I mean, in order to stay healthy on steroids, you really have to pinpoint everything. You have to stay on lock with your blood routine, your blood checks. You have to stay on lock with your monitoring of your heart, your blood pressure, your stress levels, your organ health, and so forth. Essentially, when you're on steroids, you have to examine everything when it comes to your body and your health. Examine everything, your hormones, your cholesterol, your organ health, your blood flow, and so forth. Everything is being altered, everything is being impacted, everything is being affected from the steroid use. So if you're wanting longevity and an optimal health level, right, you need to examine your health on a daily basis when on a steroid cycle. And this is one of the many reasons why I don't want to go on steroids, because for one, steroids are expensive, and for two, there's a lot of things that you have to constantly check up on in order to stay healthy and not die or cause any other issues. Because let's just say you do go on a steroid cycle, but you just go on autopilot, right? You're not paying attention to your health, you're just on autopilot and just blasting, okay? Sure, you're going to develop these gains and get big and get massive and develop a whole lot of strength, but at the same time, you're harming your kidneys, your heart, and you're decreasing your longevity. So at the end of the day, when you're wanting to become healthy, or when it's too late, or if you see a sign or something like that, it may be too late. It may be irreversible or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not always constantly examining your health or pinpointing these little issues that you see here and there, then the worst outcome could be death. I mean, we see it all the time in the bodybuilding world, let alone the fitness influencing world. You know, we saw these fitness influencers, Gymshark people, and so forth, using gear in order to look good, but they claim natural because they want to gain more attraction and more followers. And that's how the social media lifestyle works now. They want to, you know, showcase the best physiques, but without telling the audience, yeah, I'm using gear or whatever. But, you know, at the end of the day, they're complaining too. You know, like, not all steroids are, you know, fun or good or easy to use. You know, like, for example, you guys probably heard of Trenbolone. Okay, Trenbolone, I heard, is like one of the worst steroids out there for the human body, such as regarding the symptoms and the negative side effects and whatnot, right? But yeah, I mean, you know, why would you want to go through all that hassle, all that issues, but at the end of the day, still won't maintain that gains when you come off cycle? Like, you cannot use steroids for 20 plus more years, you know, if you don't have a good job or if you don't have enough money and so forth. So, like, you know, is it even worth it? Now, it's worth it if you're competing in bodybuilding, and then you can come off cycle and become healthy again, you know, just accomplish your goals in bodybuilding, get a trophy or two, whatever, and then go off. Because you see all these professional bodybuilders, they stay on cycle for many years, but now they're finally realizing, they're coming to a realization that the bodybuilding lifestyle is not healthy at all. It's not even optimal for a human body to endure, because we're constantly hurting ourselves, we're damaging our muscles, constantly stressing the body out, and as a result, a lot of people are hypertensive and developing heart issues, and a lot of people are becoming either obese or anorexic due to the nature of social media and insecurities they have. And people are developing mental issues such as muscle dysmorphia and whatnot. So, golly, and there's a whole bunch of things to talk about when it comes to steroid use and the mental aspect and the social media aspect and the health aspect and so forth. So that's my main reasons why I don't want to take steroids, nor do I plan to take steroids. I just don't see the purpose of it. I don't see myself competing like professionally. Maybe I'll step on stage to showcase my physique, but if it's going to be a competition, most likely a natural competition. However, if I do plan on taking some type of gear, it's going to be later in my adult life, because where I'm at today, my hormones are balanced and healthy, and like I mentioned earlier, I don't want to hinder that nor affect it in any way. So I want to minimize all risk at all costs, and just make sure and ensure that my body's at a healthy state to live healthy and to enjoy life, life happily without any stress or complications or anything like that. And yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna get a whole lot of comments and things to that nature regarding steroid use is not that bad if you just know what you're doing. You gotta have the knowledge. Of course, if you don't have the knowledge, then you're gonna run into a lot of complications. Things, you know, I know all that. Like I follow like a million people who, okay, I exaggerated, but I follow a lot of smart people who take gear. I mean, come on now. I know what the ins and outs of steroid use are. I know the benefits. I know it's pretty easy if you have the knowledge, but I just don't want to go through that route and go through the hassle and the money issue and stuff like that, you know. And it's not even legal, so what happens if I get caught? But let me know what you guys think about steroid use, whether if it's beneficial or if it's too hard, too tedious, if it's too easy. Let me know. Thanks for watching.